Our top focus is sour. Iran has announced that Mojtaba Khamenei will succeed his father, Ali Khamenei, as the country's supreme leader.
And this is signaling that the clerical establishment remains firmly in control in Tehran. And this is, of course, more than a week into the conflict with the United States and Israel. While Mojtaba has never held any official position of power, for years he has reportedly operated at the heart of Iran's power structure. He studied Islamic theology in Qom and reportedly has strong ties with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, having served during the Iran-Iraq War.
Well, little is known about Mojtaba Khamenei's personal life. He reportedly has 3 kids, but details about them are scarce. His wife, his mother were killed alongside his father in US and Israeli strikes on 28th of February.
Well, Western intelligence assessments also link Mojtaba Khamenei to an extensive global financial network. He reportedly oversees investments stretching from Tehran to Dubai and Frankfurt. Reports describe layers of shell companies, managing assets tied to oil revenues, and holding allegedly include shipping operations in the Persian Gulf, bank accounts in Switzerland, and luxury properties in the United Kingdom.
Mojtaba's appointment will likely draw the ire of President Donald Trump, who'd earlier said that Washington should have a say in the selection process. Also that of Israel, whose military had warned any successor it won't hesitate in targeting him.
Well, to discuss these latest developments, we're now being joined by Dov Zahim, former Undersecretary of Defense in George W. Bush administration, who is currently Senior Advisor at Center for Strategic and International Studies, is joining us from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure having you on our broadcast. Now, what we know is, of course, that U.S. and Israel, they know that whoever is the next leader will be the target. Considering that, how do you think Iran will function now? Because the son of Ali Khamenei, he has close tie with the IRGC, and so of course the decentralized power that existed in a few days after Ali Khamenei's death is now, of course, we seem to see stability there. How do you think will Iran act as of now when they know that Mojtaba Khamenei is the next target?
Well, there were stories as early as about 5 days ago that he was the likely candidate. And that, in fact, is what prompted President Trump to say that he was against that and he wanted to be involved in the choice of a leader. Well, obviously, he was not. He probably will be very, very annoyed. And that simply means that the war will continue for some time. Now, you've shown how Khamenei has been a behind-the-scenes person working with the IRGC, like his father, actually, has that network, has a lot of money all over the place. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Iran does now have a coherent leadership. It shows you that the IRGC is still powerful. If he were not acceptable to the IRGC, he would not be in the job now. How effective he can be when he knows that the Israelis have total control of the skies, as do we, the United States, which means that we and the Israelis will be on the lookout to get him. And you've got to remember, too, that the intelligence that's coming out of Iran has probably a lot to do with the fact that so many Iranians hate the regime and are willing to work with the United States in particular. Yes. So it's not at all clear to me what this appointment really means in practice. They're firing drones as best they can. They've alienated the Gulf countries. They've essentially united the GCC, the Gulf Cooperation Council, in a way that it never had been united before. You heard what the Qatari leadership feels about this. They feel totally betrayed. And as you and all your viewers will know, the Arabs don't forgive easily. They don't forgive, they don't forget. And of course, in this case, they have no reason to forgive and forget. I think the Iranians made a huge mistake continuing to fire at the Gulf states. And even after they said that they regretted doing so, they've continued to do so. And the IRGC will remain a target. I don't know that in a material way this makes much difference. Yes, the Houthis have said how wonderful it is, but so far the Houthis have held their fire in a general way,
Yeah.
and Hezbollah is paying the price for getting involved yet again.